Hey everyone, welcome to this week's weekly chat. Today we go over my whole portfolio, 14 condos and one triplex in High Park, and I show you what it's going to be worth in 2025. You don't want to miss this one. Watch now. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's weekly chat. And today, we're in February now, right? We're in February. I recently bought another property, and I'm like, you know what? I need to review my 5-year plan or portfolio. So it's always good if you have a real estate portfolio for you to know what's going on currently with your portfolio and projected out what's going to be happening over the next 5 years, understanding what your value is today and what your value is in the future wise. So I took some time, worked on this over the last couple of weeks, just to understand where I'm personally at with my real estate holdings.
This becomes very important when you get 3, 4, 5 or more condos.
Or 14.
Or 14 like some people. And this makes me a little bit angry too, because we started investing at the same time. We bought our first investment condos in the Carnaby back in 2012.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's like literally we could start right here at the top, because that's where I'm at. We don't have Kyle's portfolio with us. We just did mine because I don't give him much notice on what we're talking about. We don't need to do it. What I tell people is that never look back in regards to what you could have done. Just always look forward. There was a reason back then that you didn't do that. Now, if I'm just going to compare the two differences wise, at that time, Kyle wasn't working in real estate, so he would be your picture of your regular investor wise. I've been doing this for over 10 years now, so I am going to have a more aggressive portfolio. I am going to have more properties than you, because that's what I just do, and I live and I breathe on a daily basis. If we were to compare our stock portfolios, for example, and probably our RSP holdings, Kyle is going to have a much larger portfolio on that end than I'm going to have on my end, because I have all my eggs in one basket.
But it's funny with real estate investing too, because I remember buying that first condo. I was freaking out, trying to run the numbers, thought I was going to lose my shirt, testing scenarios at different interest rates. And once you buy a couple, you get very accustomed to the process, at which point you can make the decision within really 5 minutes of seeing a new development.
I got to tell a story. So story-wise, because this actually happened to Kyle, he did make a decision within it was within 5 minutes. It was in 2016. I had a great opportunity to buy a 2-bedroom in the Leslieville area in the Riverside development. Was it the 2-bedroom was $351,000?
$354,000.
$354,000.
So.
Now the issues for me personally was at that time in 2016, I was getting married that fall. I just bought a triplex in High Park, and I was closing on my first investment condo. Also at the same time, I was closing on my triplex in High Park, and I didn't want to overextend myself, and I didn't want to put myself in a stressful situation, especially with a marriage coming up. So I called Kyle. I'm like, Kyle, it's a great opportunity. Do you want this property? Kyle's like, okay, how long do I have to decide? What did I say, 2 hours, or did I say now?
I think you gave me a couple hours.
Yeah, I think
because I had the in-laws over as well, so we were trying to have a nice afternoon.
This is actually a great story. So, but just showing sometimes what you have to do to get the deal. So you did have your in-laws over, and it was definitely not a ideal time for you to make this happen.
No, not at all. I wasn't planning on it. This kind of came out of the blue.
And 5 minutes later, you come back, hey, I'm in. What do I need to do? When can I sign? I told you when. You weren't happy, but you did it. And you jumped in the car and you went down.
Yeah, it was literally now. You have to get here now. Yeah, the sales center is closed and get here.
And you signed the deal, and that unit's worth over $600,000 today.
Yeah, so thank you for that.
Yeah, and I don't have that one on my portfolio. Would love to have that one on my portfolio.
Yeah, I still have
actually, I do have one in the development from that. I have one in my portfolio from that development, a future phase-wise, and a big difference in the price that he paid versus I paid. So real estate is all about timing and your ability to make that quick decision at that time. But there are always going to be reasons why at that time you couldn't jump on it. Do I look back and regret that decision? No, because I couldn't take on more at that time, and I had other obligations at that time. So never look back and go, I should have did this, or you look at my portfolio and go like, oh, Alex, it's worth so much. Why didn't I invest then? Because you weren't ready then. It's okay. Invest today, and you're gonna see future value increases tomorrow. So speaking of that, let's jump in and take a look at my portfolio. So what we have is my whole portfolio here. And what we have is the first 14 properties are my investment properties. And then the final property, the High Park Triplex, that property there is my principal residence. My wife and I live in that property with our family, and we rent out the other 2 floors. And how I constructed everything, it allowed me to rapidly expand my portfolio over the last 8 years. Started in 2012 to where we are in 2020 today. And a lot of these decisions, a lot of these properties I've bought, I really made at the last minute wise, but I'm able to do that because I'm always looking at my portfolio and I know my capacity to take more on. I may not know it to the decimal point, but I know my capacity I can take things on. So just a few weeks ago, I bought a townhouse in Markham in a development called Union Village by Minto Wise. I saw great demand for the product, an area which is actually an area that's been down over the last couple of years since 2017 and is due for a rebound, especially with the accelerating price points in downtown Toronto. So I saw a great opportunity there with a low deposit structure. So I bought a townhouse. Really, I made the decision in 10 minutes on a Sunday because I had the unit available.
So I got a text message late at night, like, "Hey, just bought a townhouse."
I just bought a townhouse, and then I told them I was moving to Markham, and they believed me. We're not moving to Markham. But anyways, so we bought that townhouse, and we were able to make a quick decision. Like, I'm always looking at my numbers. I know my capacity for capital wise, and I have it structured so I'm getting these mortgages at some point in the future wise. So you structured, I to look at each year, what's my portfolio estimated going to be worth. So I did this over the next 5 years, and I did a 5% annual appreciation rate. If you watch my other videos, I've done a more conservative 3% rate for my presentations, but in this case, when I'm analyzing my portfolio today, I'm using a 5% growth rate. So I did the 5% growth rate. So when I applied that to my portfolio, and I look at the values in 2020, my estimated mortgage obligations. In 2025, my entire real estate portfolio is going to be worth north of $14.5 million, with a total real estate net worth of $6.9 million. Why the difference in the two numbers? Well, there's going to be mortgages on those properties. So my net worth is the outstanding leverage on these properties versus the actual value of those properties. So by the end of 2025, I sold everything I should have before tax, $6.9 million sitting in my account wise. And what the beauty of leverage is that when you take these properties and you leverage up your opportunities, so refinance properties, that's where you start with one, you get that property, goes up in value, you refinance equity out, and then you grow your portfolio. That's how you're able to get to the larger portfolio that I have, and Kyle's been doing it himself. He doesn't have as many as I have.
I didn't go as aggressive.
Didn't go as
Alex
aggressive.
did. But this is my favorite part about real estate investing is that leverage aspect where you're using the bank's money in order to make money for yourself, which is pretty amazing.
You know, I want to add something else to this, and this is a note that it's been in my head for years actually. When you're dealing with these properties, and we've seen my portfolio, which we have right in front of you, full open, transparent to you, the individual that you're dealing with, you know, I don't care if you buy investment properties, me. You can go buy them with someone else. I'm all about education, as Kyle's about education wise. But does the other person have any properties, and what's their experience with investment properties, and what's their experience with refinancing properties and getting mortgages on properties, and all the other things that come with buying these properties. You really want to make sure you're working with a professional that has walked the walk and talked the talk and is really putting their money where their mouth is. Because if you're buying properties with someone that has no experience in actually owning the assets wise, how do you know you're buying the best asset to make a return on investment on, and that you're actually buying a property in the right location, in the right building, by the right builder, with the right deposit structure? All those various things are the right things in the contract wise to maximize your value. Are you investing with the right individual that can show you and advise you on all of that? Kyle's been through it. I've been through it. So you just want to make sure you're aligning yourself with an individual that knows that. They may be very good at selling condos, but are they good at building a portfolio and maximizing your wealth? That's what you have to ask yourself. Would you agree?
Absolutely, 100%. We spend hours looking on Yelp or different rating sites for restaurants that we're going to go eat at, but we don't spend that much time investing the people that we're working with sometimes on our investments. And it is so important, like Alex said, for the people that you're working with to be walking the talk, to be doing it themselves, to put their money where their mouth is, and we're doing that every single day.
Every day, and we know. Well, even our backgrounds. You have a degree in business. I have a degree in economics and finance. Heck, you have a degree in business and computer science. You took quantum mechanics in school.
2 degrees.
Yeah, he's got 2 degrees. Like literal quantum mechanics over here. He built a calculator in school. That was a project. True story. So literally, a person that built a calculator here. Do you want to buy a condo off him? You probably do, because he built a calculator, so that means he knows how to use a spreadsheet and analyze numbers wise. That's literally what calculators are meant for. So you want to make sure you're aligning yourself with the professional wise. And why I wanted to go over my portfolio with you today is to A, show you that we have the experience, but B, show you the value of knowing what's happening today and what's happening in the future wise. And don't have FOMO. Don't feel bad that you didn't do something yesterday. You have time on your side. People need roofs over their head. We have our past video where we talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Shelter is right there at the bottom. What I mean by the bottom, one of the most in-demand needs, up there with warmth and food. Shelter is one of the things that someone needs as a fundamental item of survival wise. So you're investing in fundamental items of survival in one of the best cities in the world, where we have such a high net population growth wise. We're not building enough supply. So now factoring on the business side, the supply and demand issue of these properties. So you're investing in real estate, you're investing in a primal need of individuals where there is a supply issue. You're going to see an increase in your portfolio. And then on top of that, talking about markets-wise, we brought you Calgary last year, and we're going to have future opportunities in Calgary. That's where we're applying our knowledge and our experience-wise, looking at a down market, where are opportunities to invest, what's happening in this area. Let's do the business case-wise, why we see Calgary going up in value. That's what you get with the experience when you work with a professional that's literally living and breathing this every day and is also investing in the assets that you're investing in as well. That's overall. I think that's all I have to say. You got anything else to say?
No.
Okay, that's good. So anyways, that's my portfolio, what I see it worth in 2025. And we want to analyze. If you have your own portfolio, let's sit down, book an appointment with us. We'll go through your portfolio and advise you how you can leverage up your portfolio and find the best way to do that, because you may think you can't, but I'm telling you, you can. There's always ways that you can do that. So sit down with us and we're going to show you how. So from Alex Wilson, again, I forgot to introduce this at the beginning of the video. I did it again. Alex Wilson, team lead of alexjwilson.com. Kyle DeVici, Director of Operations, Remax Wealth Builders, Real Estate. We want to help you build generational wealth and allow you to build financial freedom so you can retire early. So looking forward to speaking with you, and book your consultation today. Okay, talk soon. Bye-bye.